when you believe you got it, I need you to convince yourself that you don't. As a matter of fact, when you think you made it, I want you to remind yourself that you're far from.
Connected to Sales Remastered.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Sales Remastered. My name is Daniel and I'm your host. In this episode on Breakfast of Champions on Friday, the 8th of June, 2018, I'm a freestyle it. To be honest with you, I have no idea what the topic. I was kind of weighing back and forth between like entitlement or like maybe choice, you know, because I think that there is this voice, right? Like this alternative voice. It's kind of like, you know, remember like those old school movies where they used to put like a devil and an angel, right? And the reason why I was thinking about that is because, let me explain, let me elaborate, okay? And I think that this will help you improve your own mindset, improve your own view, and hopefully give you enough insight to be better than how I was, or better than the way I reacted, okay? And so I noticed this last night. And I noticed this amongst just it, you know, just as a general statement. I believe that as we get a little bit closer towards the end of the week, and if you agree with me, you know, like, share, comment. But I believe that as we get a little bit towards the end of the week, what we do is we relax, we ease up, right? We ease off the throttle. And so I want to share the experience with you. You know, if you don't know by now, I'm a producing sales manager, and so I support a team, and I'm honored to lead the #1 team on a national size, multi-billion-dollar scale mortgage company. And we're, you know, one of the largest mortgage bankers in the nation. And so I'm fortunate, I'm blessed, right? But at the same time, I still come across the difficulty in not understanding how people do not want it more than myself, I guess, right? Because, you know, you always hear me say, to each his own, or to each their own. And what that means is everyone, you know, is cut from a different cloth in a sense, right? Everyone has their own desires, right? Like the strength of my desires may not necessarily be as strong as yours, or vice versa. Your initiative may not be as strong as mine. And so what it does is it puts us in a position where we feel a little bit out of our comfort zone. And our worst enemy, and this is what I'm talking about, like the devil and the angel on your shoulders, right? Your worst enemy is yourself. And if you remember those old school movies, right? Like it was a devil, like an angel or whatever. It was the person, right? So they're like twins and shit, but it was of the person that they're sitting on the shoulder. Anyway, man, I remember that. I haven't seen it in a minute, but ultimately what it meant was that's the good you and that's the bad you. And so we all kind of got split personalities. And you might be like, yo, D, I ain't no motherfucking schizo, bro. Man, I had a homie that was schizo, rest in peace. Let me pour some out. Bro, I'm not talking about you or your fucking dead homie. What I'm talking about is everyone has an alternative. Everyone has, you know, kind of the motivated version of themselves, and everyone has kind of just the bum-ass version of themselves. I got a bum-ass version. You want to know when my bum-ass version happens? My bum-ass version happens on the weekends, when I don't really want to go out. I don't really want to be outside, you know what I mean? Like, I hustle hard during the week, and so when I get a minute to uncharge and relax, me personally, myself, I got, you know, my bum side comes out. So, you know, I mean, I'm in my PJs until like 1 o'clock. No, I'm just playing. I try to, you know, still keep myself moving. You know, you notice and you see the videos. I'm shooting videos on Saturday and Sunday morning workouts. You know, I'm at the gym at like 6 a.m. I'm not necessarily just going places to go places. I prefer just to relax. And so you might be like, but D, that's not your bum side, bro. That's just, you know what I mean? Like, you're just relaxing. You're having a good weekend, right? Like, that's normal, bro. Like, I do that shit on the weekday. Again, to each his own. But what I'm getting at, and my whole fucking point in this episode of Breakfast of Champions, I want to challenge you. I want you to think about the way that you approach certain instances, right? Like, do you get laxed on Friday? Like, are you living for the weekend? Or maybe you get laxed when you believe you're earning it, or when you believe you got it. Because the point is, and here's the fucking fun fact, is that when you believe you got it, I need you to convince yourself that you don't. As a matter of fact, when you think you made it, I want you to remind yourself that you're far from. When you believe you're on top, I want you to remember that no, you're not. Because you need to think that way. You need to check yourself, because that's the only person that can do it. And this is where the angel and the devil comes into play. You see, the angel is the one that's telling, yeah, you could do it, bruh. You could do it. Go get it. Go get it. Hey, man, we're going to fucking make this happen. Go fucking, you know what I mean? Commit to this goal. I know it sounds insane, but just do it. You got it. That's the angel, right? And then you got the devil coming in. Devil got, man, bro, we got time. Fuck it. Hey, bro, hey, we got time. You know, hey, man, you're good. Just listen to him over there. But, hey, we got time. Just hang out this, you know, just ease up like this weekend. Like, hey, it's Friday. Just hang out, right? Go take a 2-hour lunch. You deserve it. Hey, you know what? You're beating him and him. Maybe not her, him and him and him. But, hey, yo, you're doing it, right? And so you got like these temptations and shit, and that is what I'm talking about. Like that devil or that inner voice is you. And so the statement of like, you are your own worst enemy, have you heard that? Or the only person stopping you is you, have you heard of that? And that's what they're talking about. That's what the statement means. And so I invite you to that the next time that you run into that situation, I want you to look at it, okay? Regardless if you're at the bottom or if you're at the top. The funny thing is that the killers in this motherfucking game, when they're killing it and they're at the top, they remind themselves that they just barely started. You see, what motivates and drives me, right? Like you want to know what drives me? Like, hey D, what motivates you, bro? Like, I know what keeps you motivated, but what motivates you? What inspires you? Do they have to be a billionaire or a millionaire? No, they don't. It could be just any regular folk. You know, I had this teenager reach out to me, right? And the way he came off was like, hey man, don't think this is weird. You know, I know you're probably gonna think I'm weird. And this is how the direct message started. And he's all, you know, and it's okay if you think I'm weird, blah blah. Basically, he was explaining himself, and he was kind of already setting the tone of why I'm gonna think it's weird, right? And so anyways, after he's all, hey, you know what, I know you're gonna think you're weird, you know, I know you're gonna think I'm weird or this is weird, and it's okay because everyone thinks it's weird. That's how the statement opened up. It's almost like a salesman kind of, right? Because the salesman kind of just fumbles and says the wrong shit and then goes in for the sale. They accidentally incorrectly frame the sale. Like, all right, well, I got a couple options. They're not what you wanted, but here we go. Option number 1. Right? Like, could you say anything worse? And I'm not fretting on the dude, because after he, you know, opened up that way, he told me that he's only 14 years old, but he wants to be successful when he grows up. He wants to own a house, have a family, be married. So I salute that. I salute that young blood. And for, you know, I responded back and I'm like, oh yeah, you know what, don't worry, don't be ashamed of that, bro. Like, number 1 is what book are you reading? You know, so I asked him a question. He never responded back because I wanted to know where his mind's at. And there's a couple books that I could have recommended to him that kind of reframed his mind, so he's not always on guard, and that was a sign that he was on guard. But where I'm getting at is that, you know, when you have a specific mindset, it's just going to exude. It's just going to happen. You're unknowingly going to manifest the actions that mirror your mindset. And so if you want to know why people are so driven, even though they're at a billionaire or high income status, technically they got financial freedom, but they're still gunning and running like they're broke. Right? Like you know what I mean? They're very modest, but they're still running. Like, you don't need to work anymore, bro. What are you doing? And it's because the mindset. And so the mindset naturally manifests the actions. And so if you want to check the temperature of your mindset, look at what you've done. Like, look over the last week, look at yesterday. You know what I mean? Did you ease up? Did you put in all that you can? Why not? Like, right? Like, why didn't you? Is it because that devil was on your shoulder saying, hey, bro, you're good. Hey, you know what? Fuck it. Just man, get back to it on Monday. Right? Like, you just had that temptation. Like, ask yourself why. Because when you really analyze yourself, right, kind of like a third party looking in, and you look back and you're like, hey, how come I didn't go all out? How come I didn't, you know what I mean, do that extra call? How come I didn't stay 5 minutes? And then when you find out that the answer was because, oh, I needed to catch the game, or oh, I needed to meet the homies at the bar, or oh, I needed to fucking go watch Netflix, or oh, I needed to go whatever bullshit excuses over here on this side where the devil sits. That's that fucking devil saying, hey, bro, hey, man, fuck it, man, we got this game. Hey, bro, you don't want to be the last one to get beer. You're gonna have to be the one that buys beer. Like, bro, get the fuck out of here with that beer shit, that score shit, man. I'm over here trying to provide for my fucking family. That's the angel side over there standing, right? That's how you should, right? So you should amplify the right voice. You should amplify the right mindset, because that will make it easier to muffle the sound of the negative mindset or the lazy, that bum ass mindset, right? We all got it. there is a time and there's a place. And so you can be bum. I'm not saying, you know, don't ever relax, don't ever uncharge. Believe me, nothing I like more than just the chief one, chill back and fucking enjoy my, you know what I mean, my peace of mind. Like, give myself a minute to uncharge. And so we all get there. So spoil yourself, you know what I mean? Like give yourself that treat, but earn that treat. And I guess that's really my point. And that'll be the topic, because I'm going to get in the house, of course, get ready, and then of course I'm going to do the second round, which is going to be dedicated towards sales. But this more or less is all about how to develop the right mindset. And when you find yourself winning, when you find yourself ahead, when you find yourself where there's no one in front of you, everyone's in back of you trying to catch up, what I want you to do is I want you to remember that you got a choice. You got a choice because you believe you earned the right to settle down or ease off the throttle. But I invite you to think about going twice as hard than the amount of effort and hustle that got you to the front to begin with. Because what happens is, once that month is over and you get back to the first of the month, guess what? No one remembers that win, bruh. Only you will. And the only way that you'll make that win a legacy, the only way that you'll make that win last, is if you really fucking win. Like, to the point where you're spending that money 2-3 months down the line, right? Like 4 months later, you're still spending that money. That's how you fucking win. All right, guys, I'll see you on the next video. If you found this video useful, comment, like, subscribe, and definitely share this with someone who needs to get that motivation. I'll see you on the next video. Bye.